Hey, good morning YouTube. I'm going to do an ad hoc video today. This is going to be freestyle with the phone, so not a whole lot of editing. I have way too many projects. I want to fill you in on some of those projects because it's absolutely amazing. So first of all, for those guys that don't think they want to get licensed or need to get licensed, let me show you a few things here. So I have a training partner. We have multiple ways of getting in contact with each other. He is over 200 miles from my location across the state. Our primary form of communication is using a linked repeater system, which I talked about, called the Intermountain Intertie system. We have a window where we decide to turn on our rigs and get on the air. So we had great success this morning. This system can go down, so don't rely on it, but it's very easy and a good alternative to when the cell phone goes down. The nice thing about the intertie system is that it is linked by RF only. There's no internet nonsense involved. Number two, we had amazing success with a digital mode. It's kind of like text messaging using HF radio. You do need your general class license for this, and we have the ability to send each other messages. So I just want to give you guys a little bit of a heads up. So his call sign is Kilo Charlie 8 Oscar Whiskey Lima. We're on the 40 meter band, and he basically was asking for my signal to noise ratio, which is a report that tells you how well you're doing. And I responded, or my station automatically responded, saying, hey, you're plus 10 dB, which is an indicator that we could probably do voice communication. So then I sent a message asking as well for my report from him, and it was plus 13 dB. So voice path was possible. And then I sent him another text message over the air, 200 plus miles from my location, and I put QSY to Victor 5. Victor 5 is our channel that we go on for voice on HF. So then he did respond with an acknowledgement, and then I went over to my radio here, and like I said, I am getting in the mode of channelizing our frequencies. So I basically just went to that channel that Victor 5 is on, and then we had a path over voice. So 3 ways of communicating. One was using a repeater, which can fail. The other one was using text messaging over the air using JS8. And then we went back to HF voice. Again, no infrastructure. The real cool thing about what I'm working on here is for those of you guys who, actually, let's go outside real quick. This is going to be full freestyle video today. This is going to be the subject of the next full video. And this entire week, I have been experimenting with the Hustler antenna. This is the RM40. It's called the Resonator. Really compact. And I basically have the whip there. So there'll be a full video. But basically, I was experimenting with doing everything I can do at home, but mobile. And I wanted to be able to do local and regional communication, and this thing has knocked it out of the park. I'm going to share with you everything, the build, how I'm running in the cab. But long story short, I'm reusing the same mount. I've got the spring here. Little spoiler alert, I actually thought that for me to get regional communication to do something called NVIS propagation, I would actually have to bend this over and tie it down, which was part of my plan. Turns out it works perfectly fine as a vertical, which blows my mind that it really didn't need to. So don't listen to the hamsters for a lot of this stuff, because sometimes what you experience in the real world and reality is different than the textbook. Also, I got some cool footage I'll show you in a little bit. Not in this video. Maybe I'll do an overlay where I actually was in the vehicle driving, and we were able to do digital message on the dash. I had mounted my FZ-M1 tablet with my iKey keyboard. It's a beautiful setup. I'm going to walk through all of this. Now the question is, what do I do about my VHF UHF rig? Well, I'm going to mount it back here behind the spare tire. Let's pop back in the house. And the plan here is to mount it with some new hardware. So we're gonna basically add this over the tire carrier. I went for the stainless steel option to have a better ground plane. And then I also have the Diamond Antenna C110. This is the extension cable. So we'll run this through the grommet on the rear tail. So that's coming. Some other cool experiments that I'm working on. I had a buddy loan to me his IC705. I absolutely do not like this radio for lots of reasons. bad form factor. I don't like touchscreen. If you're an active operator, it doesn't work when you're sweaty. A little bit janky. But what I'm working on here is a plug and play support for this radio and actually for all of my Yaesu radios. And we're tracking that on a community site and with the Buy Me a Coffee folks. So a lot of nerd stuff here, so you can see all the little terminals, but working on some Debian packages so that you can install the IC 705 just by installing a package, and then everything is good to go. So, going to be going dark just for a little bit. I've got a bunch of videos that I owe the Buy Me a Coffee guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for the support. I would love to do this full time. Today is, gosh, Saturday? Yeah, it's Saturday, and the 10-hour day job or 10-hour days are killing me at the day job. So if you guys see value in what I'm doing, the software projects I'm working on, please consider joining me. I got to tell you, there's one thing I'm going to tell you that we are going to be doing. So I've got to get the next build out for the EmComm Tools community site for the Buy Me a Coffee members and all of the documentation around that. But that exercise I did in the Jeep with this little guy mounted on the TACform hardware on top of my E-bar system is absolutely amazing. So I've already developed some really cool applications that do all the plug and play support, for example. But the idea is, let's say that we're running this application, JSA call, to do off-grid over-the-air text messages, short range and mid-range. You really don't want to have a mouse, a keyboard, and deal with all of that craziness. It's just not very effective. Like for me to do a heartbeat, I have to right click, then do send. Instead, I'm going to write a new interface that will look more like this with very large buttons. And the idea is that you can do easy frequency chaining or changing for your combo plan. So I can go from channel 1 to channel 2, channel 3, and it'll just retune the radio. I also plan for JSA call to, whenever there's a message that is received from my station. Don't want to screw things up. I wonder if I could do this here. I'm going to right click here. We'll do show message inbox. All of these messages come in. This is part of the training I do with my buddy Mike. So you can see we're not full of shit. There's actual date timestamps with all this stuff. But I plan to basically monitor messages that come in and then use text to speech all offline, and it should give me an audible message of very, very good signals this morning, blah, blah, blah. So a lot of cool stuff coming on the channel. I'm way amped up on too much coffee. Do I have any more coffee? No, no more coffee. But anyways, like I said, if you guys are curious on really practical comms, I don't give a crap about unboxing videos. Like, you know, we're not going to unbox this thing. We're just going to show you the setup. I'll walk you through what I'm doing. I want practical comms for true off-grid communication. I solved the man-portable stuff last year or the last couple years. I'm going to vehicle-mounted operations, transitions, full SOPs. So stick around. I'm going to share how to write comms plan. So if you're a new member, I'm just going to be a straight shooter. I don't know everything. I am not an expert, but I spent the last 4 years trying to really just dial in my comms, and I've got to the point now where I am super happy with everything I'm doing, and just want to share that with you guys. So appreciate you coming in, especially if you can join the Buy Me a Coffee stuff. We do a live stream once a month, the last Tuesday of the month, for members only. I also have 20 new products coming that I'm only going to offload to the silver members. Spoiler alert, it's these iKey keyboards. I have 20 brand new ones that are just about to arrive, and it's going to go to people that have already asked to be on that list. I've got that locked down, and then it's going to be right of first refusal to the silver members. So believe in what I'm doing. Hopefully you guys get value of everything. I'm the Tech Prepper. Be strong, be safe, and be prepared.